A new innings for Maserati in India. We've seen the brand starting to get really active and serious about this market. And we are now seeing its brand-shaping product, the GranTurismo, driving in, as well as the opening of a new dealership here in India, specifically in the north, in Delhi. To speak about that and what the brand's plans are for this market, I have Philippe joining me, who is, of course, heading the overseas region for the brand. It's wonderful to see you.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
And welcome. It's your first trip here, so...
It's not my first trip. It's I came as a tourist.
In this role.
In this role, it is the first. Indeed, you're right.
I should clarify, yes. It is a big day. It's a significant day. It's also something that's not surprising given the importance that India holds for Stellantis as a whole. But what makes this especially significant to your region as well as, of course, to the company?
Well, the things are on this topic very, very simple. If you look at the worldwide map, first of all, you will see that India is big as a country. The population is very high. Okay, that is the first thing. The other thing we look at specifically at Maserati and is where is the wealth in the world? Okay, why do we do so? It's not because we like only rich people, but it's because we sell expensive products. We sell luxury products. And if you look at this map, and there are some Swiss banks and so on that are providing on a regular basis, data and sees, then you see that India has a strong economic growth. I mentioned earlier 7% over the last quarter, and it's going down, slowing down. But 7% is still impressive. So a big country, strong economic growth. We see that Indian companies are starting to become significant worldwide in some businesses. And so it is telling us that there are people that can obviously afford to buy and to enjoy Maserati cars. And so among the markets, it's clearly one of the markets that we need to seriously consider in order to offer our product in a proper manner, you see.
Yeah. That's the part I want to know about. At what point was that decision taken? Because you've done the importer route in the past. Now to have a more specific brand-led presence, does it also have to do with how Stellantis itself is entrenching itself into the market? Or is that just a coincidental good thing for you?
I would say two things. The facts are that India is an important market that will grow. So, I'm taking care of 60 markets, a little bit more than 60 markets worldwide. So on my shopping list, so to say, it's obvious that I have to consider India significantly if I want to run a successful business and make my bosses happy. That is the first thing. But having Stellantis and belonging to Stellantis is bringing us good opportunities. There is a Stellantis national sales company in India, so it is helping us to import the car, to store the car, for the parts, logistics, and all these kind of things. And so it is, I think it's a benefit for us because we can rely on our colleagues from the mother company to open new dealership and to propose, in a way, a more simple way of doing business to our Maserati business partners in India.
So the synergy helps.
Yes, definitely.
The other thing that's changed, I think, since the earlier Maserati cars came in and now, is how the country's demographics have changed. I mean, in the past, if you have a luxury brand coming to India, Delhi and Mumbai was all that they would look at. Now you're looking at Bangalore, Hyderabad. There's so many more markets that have opened up. The customer, is now present in many parts of the country, not just in the big two cities. How exciting is that in terms of being an opportunity?
On this, and it's interesting because you mentioned it, and you obviously know India much better than me. But I want, and we want as a company to really take I wouldn't say a cautious, but a secure approach. Meaning that until now we only had one dealership in Mumbai, which is obviously not enough. So now we grow to Delhi because the market is there, but it's clear. You mentioned Bangalore, and Bangalore is famous worldwide for being the IT city. Yes. It's I wouldn't say the Silicon Valley of India, but kind of. And so obviously there are successful entrepreneurs, professionals in Bangalore. So we start with these three countries, And my job is to make sure that in this free country, we deliver the kind of experience that customers do expect. And believe me, it's not easy, you see. When you think about luxury, we all think about great products and we all dream to drive Maseratis and so on. But from the business side, it means that our customers, they are ready to, they can afford these cars, but they are super demanding. So step one is cover these three cities, provide the right experience, not only driving, but when you buy the car, when you discover the car, when you want to service the car. So this is the step one. And for this, it is for us super important to rely on local entrepreneurs that really know their market, know what to do. That is step one. And once we have this successfully running, then we will have a better understanding on the market and we will see where our customers coming from. And then we may identify that maybe Hyderabad is an interesting place to go and so on and so forth. But you know, I want to, I'm not really young, but I'm not so old, by the way. But I've seen in my life that too often we tend to do a big business plan in HQ and so on and think, let's do this, that, and so on. Reality is we need to learn about the market, learn with the local partners, and then we will see. But it's clear that if I look at the population of India, as we say, the growth, the number of companies, the size of this company that is growing and so on, probably, let's say, first step is to have these free dealerships, but probably there will be others later. But for me, it's too early to talk about that.
Let's talk about the cars, the exciting part of the conversation now, perhaps. You know, there's great cars, and then there are cars which also carry a certain romance with them. There's a story, there's a brand with a heritage. You enjoy that with Maserati. How do you bring some of that to a market where people aren't exposed to it or they don't have a history with it?
That is a good point, and this is where this is part of the experience. You see, I've started as a salesman. Okay, I will not tell you the brands, but popular brands. Okay, German, American brands, French brands, obviously. When you promote, when you present luxury products, it is really important to explain to your customer what it is about. So the context, where is this product coming from? What is behind this product? What is, why do we invite the designers to explain about the cars? Because the designers, they give you, they talk about the beauty of a car. Not the beauty, just the shape, but the reasoning, what is behind and so on. When you sell cars like Maserati, there are so many things to tell. And my experience is that people interested in this kind of product, this is what they want to know. When we talk about experience, when we talk about luxury, it is super important that we have people that promote the product, promote the brand, but by explaining all these stories, why the car is like this, why the engine is like this, what the lever is coming from, and so on. And for example, why do we have chosen to have Sonus Faber hi-fi systems in the car? Sonus Faber is Italian, and we come as a brand from Emilia-Romagna. You know this region. I'm sure you've been there, and there is something unique in this area. In a circle of 30 kilometers, you have, I have a German wife, so I have to be cautious, but you have probably the 5 top automotive brands in the world, in such a small area of the world. And then, so this is the kind of thing that we need to explain. And I've noticed myself that at a certain level, people, they love to hear that, they love to understand that. And when I'm talking about, bringing the experience, it's about telling also this story. And it's not telling stories. It's telling the story of the brand, the product, and so on.
I have to say that 30 kilometers, you also have some of the best food in the world. So
I'm French, so at the same time here it's going to be difficult.
See how you react to that.
Okay, but look, I'm French people, we love Italy. You see,
yeah,
they are I mean, we love Italian foods, and I have to say, Italy has been able to export its food worldwide. I would say much better than the French, because maybe the French food is fantastic as well, but a bit more complex. Maybe I would say complicated, but very French at the same time. French are a bit complicated on some things.
Yes, but the food is fabulous. I have to agree. The cars that we are now seeing. This is the last thing I wanted to speak about. It's in many ways a very young portfolio.
Yes.
It's also a reinvention of the brand that's come with this young portfolio. And of course, I'm sure you have more products lined up. This is not so much about the transition to electrification alone, but what's the sort of brand ethos? What's the kind of impression or image of the brand that you're trying to create with these cars?
I think we have to stick to what Maserati is all about. Super important to mention that. Maserati is about sports, elegance, what we call in fact, the sports GranTurismo concept. And this is something that you can find in all the cars. Let's take it very simply. The Grecale is an SUV, so we all need to have SUVs because it seems that the world cannot live without SUVs. But if you test drive a Grecale, and I know you have, you still drive a Maserati. You see, you use this Manettino, okay, put on the sports pod, and then you have really a sports car. But at the same time, you can enjoy the car with the family and so on. If you take the GT, the Grand Cabrio, same story. You see, 4 people can sit in the car. The GT and the Grand Cabrio, and believe me, I think we don't say it enough, are 4-wheel driven cars, meaning that whatever the weather, whatever the conditions, you can use the car, enjoy it, it's super safe. And having myself an accident with a rear-driven car, not at so high speed, by the way, I'm super happy that we have 4-wheel driven now on all these cars. So, this is the concept as well. MC20 and the Cielo, supercar, okay? But all the people who tested this car tell you that it is a supercar with, drives up to 325 kilometers per hour, something I've never done myself, but it's still a very practical car. You can drive it every day to the office. Okay, I hope you have a nice office to drive such a car. So, and even the GT2 Stradale we presented today, road track and track car and road car with all the ADAS. If you want the Sonus Faber Hi-Fi in your GT2 Stradale, you can have it. And this is what Maserati is all about. So we keep on doing that with completely renewed portfolio of cars. Now we have, 8-speed transmission, 4-wheel driven cars, all the high-tech now people expect, still keeping the unique design of the Maseratis, the beautiful design, the interiors that are really magical, you see. And I see very freely because I'm relatively new. I'm new to this brand. So, but when you see the red interior, you see there is some magic inside. If you look at what we offer with the Fiore Serie program, the interiors, they are just beautiful. Match of different color of leather and so on. So new products that are obviously that will attract a younger audience, also looking for the technology and the performance at the same time, and cars that make you lose nothing. In fact, you just have added pleasure and added things. So this is what Maserati is all about now.
Looking forward to what comes next, and of course what happens with your growth here in India as well. And we hope to see you back here soon.
With pleasure. That was it's a pleasure to come, and it will always be a pleasure to visit India.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you again.